Aloysia, as the first speaker of Gampangnya, is definitely agree with this motion that about the curriculum of educational it should be changed with every change of government. These are the reasons that I will elaborate that will explain by my second speaker and my third speaker and my other speaker in my side of the house. The first one is really about how education in Indonesia aspect related with aspect of education itself. We all know that the science itself is very very dynamic. In every years of human life is always changed, and it's related and or it influences about the how education will be implemented in Indonesia. That's why by thinking again about the standard of educational curriculum, it will be better if when the people change, when the people in government change, we also have to change the standards that will be implemented for educational curriculum. That's why it's not like, oh, we have to stay in this curriculum. It's not like that, because when we people change, because the standard that will be used for educational curriculum will change also. That's why related to standards, it will be better if we change the curriculum so that we can use the new method, use the new media, use the new aspect of how the student will be studied that's related to educational curriculum in Indonesia. That's why I do believe by rethinking again of the standards of educational in Indonesia that related to the government rules number 4 in 2022, that new educational curriculum should be changed with every line of the when government change. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you.
For the motion, educational curriculum be implemented with every change of government. We as team disagree with the motion because Indonesia has changed the curriculum several times, like in other government and other government changed several times. Like education is a tool provided stimulation so that human potential develops what is expected. But in Indonesia, that not optimize that curriculum as well. As we know, we changed to KTSP, changed to K13, and changed to Kurikulum Merdeka. It has been like flow as the government, no change at all. Like it has changed like ujian nasional like that. So if we see in another countries like Finlandia, why Finland has the most educated country in the world is like because Finland has optimized their kids for and teacher of the famous work in there and has a curriculum based on lifelong learning, so their kids will be have fun to read, have fun to writing, have fun with playful games that have bring them in educational system in school like that. So yes, maybe that's can I explain to you all. Thank you.
But I'm nothing some of argument that I really highlight about that I'm gonna refer to today. The first speaker of the affirmative team said that Indonesia has changed several curriculum and it does not affect of how on how the curriculum implemented in Indonesia. Like maybe like when we don't change the several steps of the curriculum, it will develop more potential development for students and teacher itself. And comparing on how Indonesia compared to Finland, which has optimized the teacher and students. But let me rebut that argument, like why Indonesia needs to change several curriculum by like KTSP, kurikulum 13, kurikulum Merdeka like we doing now. It's because we already, as the government, it's their role, it's their job to observe the curriculum that really recently implemented now and doing a subversion and they're trying to find the result of how the lack of the flow access to them, and then they will find the result of the transition of them. Like they will find the solution. Like we all know that K13 when it curriculum implemented in Indonesia, it forces students to be more active in class, but based on when the curriculum is implemented, also we all know that the teacher itself doesn't know how to make teachers more active in class. That's why kurikulum Merdeka become the solution for that K13 when this is how we can make students active in the class by pursuing more fun education, by pursuing more fun methods when we implemented those in class. That's why by change the curriculum every year when it changes the Ministry of Government, Ministry of Education, it's really beneficial for the government itself and for the students and for the teacher also, or to find out the lack, to find out the flaw of the system itself, and then they are trying to observe, they're trying to analyze, and find out the solution that will be implemented in next curriculum. That's why it really will be more beneficial for the curriculum, for curriculum and educational curriculum in Indonesia if we really want to change the every change of Ministry of Education by it's like we really don't pursue when every person change we also change the curriculum. It's not simple as like that. But we could have analysis, we could make a preparation, we could observing them to what about the lack of the flaw of the current implemented curriculum, and then we try out and then we try to find out the solution of the previous curriculum and make the solution from the future curriculum. That's why I do believe that new educational curriculum should be implemented with every change of government. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
So I am Evelyn as a second speaker of negative team. I disagree about the motion because adaptation that requires time and cost. Any curriculum change requires time for teachers and students to adjust. In addition, modifying teaching materials, training teachers, and providing new resources requires quite a lot of money, which sometimes puts a burden of education budgets. Not only that, administrative burden for teachers. Every time the curriculum changes, teachers must undergo new training, learn new teaching methods, and prepare appropriate teaching materials. This can reduce teachers' focus on teaching and increase their workload. According to educational journals, the negative impact on educational institutions themselves is decline the quality of education, and rapid changes in the curriculum give rise to new problems, such as the inability of students to adapt to the learning structure of the new curriculum. Resulting in low student achievement, curriculum changes that occur occasionally are only expected in curriculum development. But in reality, in the development process, they actually appear problems and obstacles in the curriculum development process. Curriculum problems continue changes, so that collaboration and reflection among school teachers becomes a challenge. There are costs and bureaucracy. So I disagree because there's a lot of problems that will be faced by students and teachers and maybe by their parents. Thank you.
3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not thinking these are the current issue that really bring us to how to debate today. That's why we are arguing about is it really good if the government really want to change the curriculum every the person inside the government change also. So as the third speaker of government, I totally agree that the educational curriculum in Indonesia should be changed in every change of government itself. And before I giving my argument why I do agree with this motion, I do noticing some of the interesting topic that the second speaker of the affirmative team said before. Then I'm going to rebut on that. The first one is about by change the educational curriculum recently, it will need more time and money, and teacher will need more time and money to adapt, and it will require more time and cost to adapt the new curriculum. And then second is the teacher must go to training because of the rule that the educational curriculum you implemented. And the second is about the inability that also the third speaker of the affirmative team said that by changing the educational curriculum, it causes a problem like inability students to adapt in new curriculum. And I'm not thinking of that, and I'm going to give a rebuttal about that. The first one is that teacher needs time and money to more adapt to new curriculum. But before I'm going to rebut on this, I'm going to explain how does a curriculum merdeka are already adapted in current educational curriculum in Indonesia. Well, as the change of the Kata 13. Why do we have to give more money and time to adapt the curriculum merdeka? Because it's related suit the industrial requirements. The main purpose of the curriculum Merdeka is not give the science, give the implementation of giving you knowledge to students. It's really an old curriculum. We should throw all of them away. But we have to prepare the students to face their future in industrial requirements, to prepare the students for how do we face the subjects in the future, in the job science in the future. That's why when we government want to adapt the curriculum Merdeka to students, they are really prepared on how they prepare the students to face their future, like their job requirement in the future, like more crazy for us. Like that's why the implementation of the curriculum Merdeka is really sweet for Indonesian conditions right now on how we prepare the students, the current students, to adapt their future. And the second, then the problem speaks by the second speaker of government of affirmative that teacher must go to training. I didn't see any problem with it because of why? Because if we look at the past of how the teachers' condition in Indonesia, they just like maybe they graduate from undergraduate education major, or maybe they are graduate from high school, and they can become teacher. But the real teacher should be really someone who really competent, who has really skill and knowledge to be a teacher. We cannot just put someone to put someone to be a teacher just because they already learned about this issue or the knowledge. No, it's not like that. But also, it's related of how your first team said that if we really want to compare about Indonesian system and Finlandian system, when by noticing that they only optimize their teacher and student, but the teachers in Finlandia is already go to training. After they graduate from undergraduate program in educational factor, they go to training to get a certification to be a teacher, and that's how curriculum Merdeka implemented now. After the educational student that majoring in education, they will go to like PLP or KKN, like they really prepare them to be a sweet teacher that really have competency and they really have competency, knowledge, and skill to be a teacher. That's why if you really want to talk about teacher will need more time, new skill to adapt a new curriculum. No, because Indonesia right now needs the person who really be a teacher, not just someone who have knowledge about that, but really. And how do we know about that? This person is really should to be a teacher. Of course, the main solution that Indonesia really implemented now is by pursuing them to be a certification that they really need, that they really should to be a teacher. And the main factor is inability to adapt in your curriculum. Like I said before, Indonesian curriculum is to prepare students to face their future, to face into industrial requirements and align with research duty. That's why we could have some more of the freak assignment that for students, like they have to make this, they have to make that aligned by the teachers, but it also for the purpose to prepare them for their future, for their like in work field. It's like we have to work team in by each person, but it's also how we can conduct the communication skill, how we can manage time between each person that have the different background. That's why it's really important to make a new curriculum based on the current issues and how Indonesian purpose in the future. That's why I do believe that a new educational curriculum should be implemented with every change of government. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. My name is Ahmad. My name is Buat. I am here speaker in the team. Education curriculum should be implemented with every change of government. And acknowledge the cabinet in Indonesia because it change curriculum. Every leadership must have a curriculum that is formed by a cabinet, and if the cabinet changes frequently, then the curriculum objective to be achieved will not be the same as the previous one, making it difficult for students to follow the flow of the next curriculum. In fact, like the example yesterday, the independent curriculum was with curriculum 13. I think from curriculum 13 is it is very different from the independent curriculum because the independent curriculum is will to be creative and practical, whereas curriculum 13 requires theory and intellectual intelligence and that really change the pattern. And in this change, not all female students get adapt. So sometimes there are famous students who still have difficulty understanding the curriculum. And that in terms of intelligence, they are smart, but they cannot adapt to the times. It also the same. Not only that, it can also change in terms of finance, which change like in high education where price call interest due to change by the government. Not only that, I don't agree because it will cause teacher to study the curriculum and it will cause teacher to feel a bit difficult in carrying out their commitment and as teacher because of change regulation from the government. Yes, and thank you.
Okay, I'm Nia from negative side. Of course, I disagree with this motion because uh, Dengar aku, bentar. Nah, I disagree with this motion because this motion have a negative impact. Is that the quality of education discourse and the rapid curriculum change cause new problems such as decreased student achievement. This is because students cannot adjust to the learning system in the new curriculum. Decreased performance adjustment that takes time. School is hampered in achieving its vision and motion not relevant to the needs and characteristic of the community. The abolition of the national exam and the ranking in the classroom had led to a decline in students' learning motivation. And I found on TikTok students who didn't know what MPR and BPUPK stood for, to know what countries are in Europe. Even 10 plus 6, they answer 66. That's a problem for education in Indonesia. So that's why I don't agree with this motion. Thank you.